What's up, y'all? It's Thomas from OSB coming at you. So today I decided I would do a little live recording of the market. Um, I kind of wanted to just hop on and do this because I think I'm probably about done for today. Today has just been a bloodbath. Um, I I'm down today. I did 4 trades, so I ended up breaking my rule, but one of them was hardly even a trade. I was in it for like 5 seconds and sold out, so we didn't count that one. But yeah, it's a bloodbath in the market. I wanted to just talk about it a little bit now that I'm looking at it, and this way I don't jump into any more stupid trades. I can occupy myself with this. So this last trade I just wanted to talk about because it literally just happened. Tesla, my favorite, the one I always do the same thing every time, and I don't know why I do this. And every time I do it, I'm instantly filled with regret because I ended up being right in the long run, but I just underestimate how volatile Tesla is every fucking time I try to trade it. So it was an A plus setup, beautiful setup. Um, I got in too late, and that ultimately was my downfall because it ended up making the move. So I was looking at this gap fill. We have this candle down here wicking all the way down. Got this big old gap down here to like 877. And it still hasn't even filled, so it's honestly maybe still a good play. But I got in late, so I saw we were making new lows on Tesla, and I just when the general market's this red, I'm just gonna watch for the diverging tickers, and Tesla has been diverging very hard all day because it has somehow stayed green all day. Probably just based on it was actually just carrying momentum from yesterday. So it came up here and tapped 934, and it's just been doing lower low, lower high, lower low, lower that. So I looked at the ticker and I saw we broke the 200 EMA on the 5-minute. I saw that it broke under the low of these two candles right here. So it broke that 200 EMA, bounced up, held it, it was supporting, broke it again. I should have seen when it broke this low of these two candles, 893, to confirm that we were going to go lower. That should have ultimately been where I bought the put, but I was hesitant because I saw how oversold it was. We were already down here at like the 31 RSI. So already I should have seen it's oversold. It's not a great setup. It still is a good setup because of the gap fill, but it's not like a super high, like multiple reasons to go in. So I ended up waiting. I set a level. I saw it at this candle, and I set a level below this candle. I was like, if it goes below this candle, I will buy a put. The alert goes off, and I somehow don't even see it, or I don't know what else I was looking at. So I see this candle goes down here, and I'm like, oh shit, I kind of missed my entry. That should have been right there. Don't enter. Don't do it. Just wait. You'll get another chance. But nope, I do. I enter like midway through this candle. It goes down a little bit. And what do we get? A big green candle. I go straight up. And my option goes down like 20% immediately. So I ended up just taking a loss because I was like, of course, this always happens. And it's already been a terrible day. So I was already not in like just I should have just done my 3 trades because the last trade I had was decent on a SPY put. It was a really small size. I just wanted to get like a win for like a morale boost. But so I got the win on the SPY thing, but then I was like, oh, this is a money setup. I know I'm gonna look back at Tesla and be like, why did I not buy a put there? That was obvious. So I reached and forced the trade, and I immediately became filled with anxiety. And of course, what ended up happening, so I failed at this trade like 8 different ways. And I want to record this so I can look back, and next time I'm thinking about trading Tesla, I watch this video and remind myself to wait and be patient. So this candle wicks up. It looks like it's reversing. Looks like it's going to bounce off the gap fill, but what does it do? It wicks up and just taps that 9 EMA and immediately goes back down. So that's why I wait for pullbacks, because that exact thing happens all the time. And instead of buying instead of chasing the red, I could have just waited literally 5 minutes and gotten the perfect entry on this 9 EMA tap. And this 9 EMA tap, the top of this candle is right here at the bottom of these two candles over here. So this tells me this support is now resistance because we bounced off of it hard. And then immediately went to go fill the gap even more, and my option would have paid about $100. So I mean, if this was the first trade of my day, I probably would have seen this coming and just been patient. But I am out here just. It's been a terrible week. I mean, just the markets are. It's unreal. I cannot even comprehend what is going on with the markets now. It's just ridiculous. You get I mean, it like look at this price action. Straight up, straight back down. Up, straight back down. Straight up, straight back down. It's just if you're not on the right side of it at the get-go, you're just gonna get clapped. And I've been on the right side of it a couple times, but first thing this morning, of course, I am looking at SPY. And what do I see on SPY? So my first trade, SPY gaps down. Amazon terrible earnings. It was down about 10%. Apple had great earnings, but it still went down for whatever reason. But Apple was ripping this morning, so I see Apple ripping, and I see Amazon actually curling up just barely, and I'm like, oh shit. And I see SPY. We bounced off this level here. So we bounce off this level, and SPY goes and fills part of its gap. It doesn't fill it completely. So I, being the patient trader that I aim to be, I wait and wait and wait for the retest of this level. Zoom in on the 1 minute. So we go to retest this level, and me being me, I think, oh, we're testing a level. This is the best time to get the entry, because it's probably going to bounce off this. In my bullish mind, I'm like, it'll probably bounce off this level, right? It should. What's Tesla doing? Oh, yep, Tesla's going to fill more of the gap. Classic, classic. Sorry. Back to my train of thought. Alright. Where was I? Here. So me being me, I'm just so bullish, and I'm thinking yesterday was like the greenest day of the year, right? Like, we have momentum. The Bulls got some momentum. There's going to be more short covering. They're just playing games. They're trying to scare us out with this pullback. So I buy a fat call right here, like a big one, and I'm trying to up my size. I'm trying to get more aggressive, so I'm like, big call. This is going to be a green day. If I think it's going to be green hard enough, right, it's going to be green. It turns out, once again, I'm wrong. So by the call, this level just fails completely. It just goes straight through it. I got the retest I wanted, but it did not matter. It just broke it. And instead of selling when I should have, I held and held and held and held. And I mean, now looking back at it, it's like almost a perfect like golden goose setup, like I was talking about. Like, we got our poll. It was obviously going to be a red day. You know, Amazon's down 10%. Like, how the fuck are we going to reverse this? I wasn't thinking that way. I was thinking I keep doing that where I wake up with a bias, and it's something I need to like write a sign right in front of my desk, like, no bias. Come in completely neutral. If you see SPY gap down, it might still keep going down. Just don't assume. I just assume if there's a gap, it's going to get filled. So I wanted to get the early entry because I was very convinced it was going to go and fill that gap. It did not. Instead, it broke that level, and I held way too long. I should have seen it just break that level with strong conviction and strong volume. And just, it was obvious it wasn't going to happen. But I held and held and held because I didn't want to get spooked out. Sometimes it works out. Sometimes it is just a fake out. It breaks a level, but then immediately retests it and retakes it. But not this time. Instead, that should have been my sign to buy puts, because, of course, when a level gets tested and bounces off of it and retests it and breaks it, that's typically a good sign it's going to keep going down. So it was just one of those things where it's like, if I literally bought a put instead of a call, if I just like inverse myself, you know, I would have been big green all day, because it just went straight down. It would have been a huge green trade. Instead, I took a big fat shit right on my own chest, and yeah, and then after that, I mean, it's a ball breaker when that happens. It sucks. It just completely deflates you. It's all mental, and it's already just been a terrible week. So after that, I really should have just been like, I'm gonna be very picky with what I do today, but I got emotional, like I tend to. And then we got the golden goose later in the day. The golden goose being, we broke the 9 EMA, we tested the 21 EMA, we tested VWAP, and we bounced off it hard. That is, boom, that is, you buy a put right there. That is like, absolutely, but I was just like, so so upset with myself about it. And then we had another, and the Golden Goose being the Golden Goose. I keep saying that it is just when a setup has multiple things going for it, like 3 or 4 things going for it. And then the next perfect setup was this break. We had this support trend line from 415 up to like 416. We had that going up here, and I knew it was a good support line because this candle bounced off of it. So we smashed through that and didn't look back for the rest of the day, and still haven't. So yeah, that is ultimately where I fucked myself pretty hard today. Um, I mean, it's just what it is, you know. I get. I mean, just this whole week's just been this market is just, it's ridiculous. It's brutal. I mean, I'm not like trying to make excuses, but it is just an absolutely brutal market where you think you have momentum one way and you're like so convinced, but it just immediately goes the other way. Like I mean, it is like a trader's dream. Like if I was not so narrow-minded, it is like a trader's dream because you know there's opportunities and there's these just massive swings in one direction. It's like just jump in, but yeah, I just gotta get my head in the game. It sucks. Brutal. So yeah, we're going back down, heading towards lows. We'll probably test 415 by the end of today. I'm sure they'll close at like right at 415. Um, so then I'll look at my other trade, which it was a good trade, but I was just like so mad at myself for that first trade. I stepped away, came back, and I saw this perfect setup that we got here for puts. We got this finally got a relief bounce, and that's kind of what you wait for when it's just going straight down. So I'm waiting for the relief bounce, and we get it right here. We test the 21, we close over it, but it's an inverted hammer on top, so that typically is a reversal back to the downside, and then we do break both EMAs. I buy a put right there and just write it down. I made a small profit off of that, so that felt good to hit that one. And then we got another, this would have been a good test too. Man, SPY is just going straight down, dude. This is crazy. It's just such a, this market is just such a nightmare. I mean, it's the technicals at some points. I mean, like these small setups where it's like they're testing EMAs, intraday ones, like do make sense, but there's just like no rhyme or reason to anything. It's just technicals are just thrown out the window because it's just all about headlines and people see. So that's another thing I'm gonna get to is Amazon earnings, which were very bad. Very bad. So it is at this point the market is just slowly going down the giant tech companies and killing them one by one. So the first to get killed obviously was like PayPal. Then we had the Facebook earnings, which were terrible. So that one got killed, and now Netflix, obviously. I say obviously a lot. And then so now Amazon is the next one to go, and we are just seeing Amazon getting absolutely bled like a pig right now. It is at 24.37 right now at the low of day as of this recording, and I mean, Amazon is just one of those companies that it tells you about the entire economy. So everything about consumer spending. So you see consumer spending dropped on Amazon. That's scary. They had the worst growth in about since the dot-com bubble burst. Only about 7% revenue growth, which is horrendous for Amazon. Uh, their forecast looked bad, and then they just got hammered by inflation because inflation, they got to raise wages, and they're one of those companies that just like ramped up so hard for COVID because they needed to. So they hired all these people, and they just have like so many employees. They're not like these other tech companies like Apple and Facebook. Like they have a lot of employees, but it's nothing like Amazon. Like Amazon, I don't even know how many people they employ, but they have to raise wages constantly to keep up with inflation. So that eats into revenue. And then they took a huge hit on their Rivian stake. They took a $7 billion loss on their Rivian stake because that stock they own a shit ton of, and it's gone ever since IPO just straight down. It's at a high of 179, and now it's at $29. So it's yeah. So Amazon is dying. Apple had fantastic earnings. Like they just pull a rabbit out of a hat every goddamn quarter, but just nobody cared about it because I mean Apple is just always going to be good. So that it's scary. It tells you a lot about this market that even if Apple has fantastic earnings, it still drops the next day. Like there's just no safe place in this market. There's nothing safe to buy right now. It's absolutely crazy. I'm only in things because I'm waiting for that bear market rally. That always they always come. The next one's gonna come by. I still said we would have 5 sloppy trading days. I said that 2 days ago. So yesterday was it's by sloppy, just meaning like they go up, straight up or straight down, no in between. You pick the right side or you're fucked if you don't pick the right side, basically. And so far, it's been like that for me. I've just been on the wrong side of it. I keep thinking there's going to be momentum. I see a big bloody red day, and then the next thing I'm thinking, oh, tomorrow's going to be bloody red too, right? And then, nope, never mind. It's going to be a huge 4% day for the NASDAQ. And then today, we're going to give it all back immediately. So, that is what I'm going to remember going into next quarter's earnings, which are probably going to be way worse than this quarter. That'll probably trigger the... I mean, we're already in the recession, basically. I mean, anyone who doesn't see that, it's already happening. So, these earnings just gonna get worse for these companies. I mean, Apple will keep up, but Microsoft also had fantastic earnings. But that's basically what I'm worried about now. Is that the Nasdaq is down about... What's it down? Yeah, it's down about 20% from its all-time highs. And that is with Apple only 182 is their high, and they're now at 160. That's with Apple only down, was that? Like 15%. So my fears are next quarter or the quarter after that, Apple's going to have bad earnings eventually. Like they're not going to they're the best company in the world, but even they will be affected eventually. And the second they fall, which they currently are, like I mean, it's already happening. Like we don't even have to wait till next quarter. Once Apple starts falling, and then Microsoft, like if the Nasdaq's down 20% now, and these companies are still like Microsoft is about $70 off of its all-time highs. So what is that? I'm really good at math. It's about 15% down from its all-time highs too. So, I mean, if we ever see like Apple 40% down from their all-time highs, Microsoft down way more from their all-time highs than they are right now, like that is going to be when we get Nasdaq in SPY like in 30% to 40% down from their all-time highs. So we have not experienced max pain yet because these like Apple is just and Microsoft are just holding things up, and I mean even Google's like holding up pretty well. It's down. I mean it's all-time highs. It's down. What is that? 20%? Nah, like 15. But yeah, so this is just the market we're in. It's crazy. I mean none of these dips are getting bought. None, like the green day yesterday was nobody buying dips. Like obviously, it was literally just it was market fuckery. Like they just ramped it up, and I mean they must have known that Amazon would have terrible earnings. Like it was not a dip buying rally. It was literally just short covering rally in case Amazon did have great earnings, and then the second they had bad earnings, they just immediately rug pull it straight back down. So SPY is actually in 415 right now. It's $1 away from approaching its all-time pullback lows. Well, no, 410. But yeah. So let's watch that in real time as I keep rambling. So yeah, it is not looking good for. And then Tesla. Tesla still it hasn't really fallen. I mean, it's down. It's at 900, so it's down about 25%. But I mean, small cap companies are down like they're down like 70 to 80%. So these big tech companies that have held up well, if they don't continue to hold up well, it is gonna be absolute blood. Like we'll see SPY at like 370. And I mean, I don't try to get like overly bearish or bullish and let it like get into how I trade, but ultimately that's been my issue is that I just wake up with a bias. Like I see SPY rip this morning, we have a gap to the upside, and I'm just like, this news isn't that bad. I always try to like inverse like what the common thought is. Like of course Amazon had bad earnings, but the market's just gonna go up just cause anyways. But nah, today nothing could stop it. Amazon is just literally going straight down, and it has a terrible outlook for the rest of the year. So Yeah, today really has just changed my mind a lot because it is. I was waiting to see. I thought like, all right, we're gonna sell off into tech earnings, and we'll see tech earnings aren't that bad. But when you see Amazon saying the stuff it's saying about how bad it's getting hit by inflation, how bad its growth is, how much consumer like spending on their platform is dropping, it's scary stuff, and it says a lot about where. And I mean, this is early on. Like things are not recovering. This is not like the bottom. Like these problems are only now just hitting the consumer, and it's getting worse and worse. And you see the market. You see Apple go down 2.5% after incredible earnings. It is not a good look for us bulls. So um, that is my thoughts on the market as a whole. I am still convinced. I'm still very convinced that May 2nd, the Wednesday, at 2 p.m. Eastern time, so 11 p.m. Pacific time. I'm still convinced we will have a bear market rally, another fake rally that will. I mean, it'll probably go for a few weeks. Probably have SPY shoot up to like 460 at least. Yeah, back up to at least 460. SPY will shoot up. Um, and I'm gonna make as much profit off of it as I can. I mean, there's a lot of good deals in these small caps. They shoot up when we get these rallies, so I'm gonna hit that shit hard. And but I have to remind myself. I have to remember this day. That's why I wanted to record right now. I have to remember this day where Apple had fantastic earnings, and it is down 2.5%. And I, at the peak, when SPY's back at 460, and it all seems well, all the sun is shining, people are out spending, they're going on vacation, all seems well. I have to remind myself of this day when Apple had fantastic earnings, and it still was not enough. It still went down after hours because of how bad Amazon's earnings are, and just like how much the Amazon's earnings says about like the general economy, and that it's and how its problems are just getting worse and worse. It's not like or Bezos on the call was not like, oh yeah, these problems they're getting bad, but we think it's getting better. He was like trying to be like, yeah, things are pretty bad right now, and we're just kind of hoping they don't get worse, but they will. And they can't just like straight lie about it and be like, oh yeah, inflation's not as bad as we thought. Um, wow, looking at SPY, this is crazy on SPY. I'm all over the place. But here's this weekly resistance or support line that we bounced off of a couple times here on SPY. Wow, we double topped off that line twice. It wicked up to that line twice. Damn. So, yeah. I need a full reset from this week. I need to just wipe my memory of this week. It's been such a nightmare. I just I get on here and I see this technical analysis so much. That's all I do. And I see these things and it just seems like clear as day, but it's so difficult to when you see SPY do something like this to wake up the next day and just be like, "Oh yeah, it's just going to go straight down." It's that's why robots trade for these hedge funds because they can do that, but I will be able to. I need to get myself to be able to because there's just so much money to be made in this market. It's ridiculous. And it is just like it's a headhunting market. Your head's gonna get chopped off if you're not right about these things, and mine has been. So I'm recording this so I can take a look back at it whenever I'm having a rough day. Just gotta remind myself, everyone's having bad days like these. It is not a market for a new trader to jump into. Obviously, I mean, it's just been crazy. I jumped in January, and this has just been and I'm not trying to make excuses. Like it's been brutal. I came into this thinking, thinking that like a small cap like day trading would be my thing. There would be like I remember back at these past couple years when there'd be a day where it's like, oh shit, like SoFi's going up like 12% today. Like you get these divergences where these small caps they'll just like skyrocket out of nowhere, or even like AMD on its own will just like have a super green day, and it's like bam, that was like a day trading dream. Or Tesla too. It would, I mean, Tesla does that sometimes still, but today, I mean, now it's like there's no divergence. Like every small cap does the same thing. There's never, if SPY is red, there's never a small cap that's like just doing its own thing, skyrocketing. So it is only a large cap trading market, and I am still very much learning. Uh, I just can't get too down on myself. I have to keep everything in perspective. This is just an absolutely brutal market. Absolutely brutal. And it's not gonna be like this forever. So that's why I say that. I'm not just like, oh, this is so hard I mean, it is hard in general. Like, there's no doubt about that. But this market is just, it's unreal. It's actually unreal. It's just completely cracked out of its mind. How SPY can go. I mean, look at this daily chart. What? SPY has these big green, huge red. Oh, little green, big all green, huge. It's crazy. I'm just not a natural bear enough. And at this point, like I said, I mean, at this point, SPY is like towards the bottom. Like we're gonna find a bottom here soon and get our bear market just insane face rip and straight up rally like we got in late March. Like it's gonna happen. So I cannot, for the life of me, convince myself to just like go big short right now because I know that rally is on its way. But I have to keep in mind that this economy is, I mean, it's fucked up right now. Like there is like little to no positive things besides like, I mean, like these companies are still making so much money and shit. So it's not like these companies are just like falling off. It's not like they're going broke or anything. We're not gonna see any of these mega tech companies like collapse. But the market just got so like used to the way it was, where it was like free money, everyone had stimulus checks, everyone was spending so much money, which is still the case, but it's slowing down, and the market like it can't like accept that, I guess. And when it finally is, when it's like stuffed in the market's face, like bam, Amazon's doing terribly, then it just shits the bed and completely sells off like it is today. So I have to keep that in mind. I cannot go back to being full bull. Once I start seeing headlines like inflation is tampering, the Fed has raised rates up to like 4%, which right now we're at 0.25%. Once they start selling off that balance sheet, once we actually see things normalize and see the consumer back to where they were, then I will go full bullish. But until then, this is just, it feels pretty hopeless out here. Oh, and we're watching live view right here. Live view. Let's see if SPY breaks 415. 415.01, baby. Oh shit, what we gonna do? Oh shit. Go again. And then Nasdaq's about to hit its low too. It's about 90 cents away. But yeah, and then another thing is the reason I'm going so easy, like, I mean, $100 loss is not like something I'm just like, hey, that was an okay day. Like, it pisses me off, and I'm very mad that it happens. And at the end of the day, they add up, and I know they do. And I am trying to do option trading that is profitable and slowly size up on them, but I get excited about like a $70 win, but then I get a $100 loss and it just completely deflates me. So I need to just be able to bounce back from shit like that, and bam, we lose 415 on SPY. New lows. Here we go. Alright, SPY got another percent drop in it, maybe 410. Yeah, I'm just like done trading. I know if I buy a put right now, I'm gonna get fucked. I know it. I absolutely know it. I'm not even gonna bother. Not even gonna bother. I wipe my hands. I'm just spectating and reporting the video. But yeah, what I was getting at, I'm just like trying to conserve funds because I know we're gonna get a big face ripper rally, and I know there can be a ton of money to be made off of it. So I'm just trying to get better at the options. I think I'm making steps in the right direction. I'm just getting in my own way, like always. I'm much more restrained on the plays I'm taking. I just need to let my profits climb and keep the losses small, which is way easier to say in a normal market, and not so much in this one because things can get flipped on their head in a matter of seconds with a bad headline or one bad earnings. So uh, it's easy to say I need to do that. It's much harder to actually do it in practice. Um, so that's what I'm doing. It's just baby steps. I gotta work on the mental stuff and yeah, just get my head in the game, man. This is it sucks on days like today because it's just like, man, if I literally, it's just that it's one little thing and one little. If I just bought a put instead of a call, if I just like zoomed out of the chart and looked at what SPY was doing, instead I get, oh, why did I just get this text? I literally get FOMO, like stupid text. I get FOMO because I know SPY makes these big moves, and every day I miss them. So this morning, I was really convinced that we were going to carry some momentum over from yesterday. I did not think these Amazon earnings would weigh so heavily on the whole market like they are, but and I was just wrong, and I have to just be able to absorb the loss and just move on. But it's just been that kind of week, so I need that. I'll get that weekend to reset. I'm looking forward to next week. I'm very convinced we do go into full bear market rally after the Fed meeting, once they confirm everyone's fears that we're getting that 50 basis point hike and probably getting 3 of them. Either that or that just actually rug pulls the entire economy and we go straight to 400 SPY or probably 380. So I'm waiting to see what happens there, but yeah, this has been it's been the worst month by far. By far. I went into it with a very bullish mindset, and yeah, I just got my cheeks clapped. Like, literally, we loaded up here at like SPY 450. Just loaded the whole fucking boat. And now we're back down at 415 in the matter of a month. The worst month in stock market history. And I managed to go full bullish into it. It's so very frustrating. So time for just a full mental reset. I know I can do it because every day I look at this shit and I see these things so clearly, and I just do not execute on it. So that's all I'm thinking about for the rest of this next month. For the rest of this month and in the next month. Just gotta see things more clearly. I have to stop having such a fucking bullish mindset for no reason. Like, there's just no reason for it in this market. Like, there's just so much fear, and like, people are it's just a pure liquidation. Like, days like today, it's literally an absolute liquidation of everything. Nothing is going up. Costco's down 4%, Coke is down 2%, Walmart down, like, all the retailers, all the grocery chains, they're all down. There's like nothing safe except for gas. Nope, not even gas. Even ExxonMobil, Antoro Resources, Antero. So yeah, I still maintain that it's still a very bear market that we're in. But I refuse to go big short now because I know I'm gonna get clapped. But there's been a lot of chances. If I had gone short earlier, I would have made a lot of money by now. But I'm not gonna go FOMO yet. I'm not gonna sell everything off yet. I'm waiting for that bear market rally. I'll take profits after that, and then I'm happy to load up short because it is gonna be a fucking bumpy ride for this next couple quarters. They usually say two quarter recession is usually what happens. So we could see the light at the end of the tunnel by June. but I'm afraid that next quarter's earnings are going to be very, very bad for a lot of these companies. I think, I mean, the first quarter earnings, no, fourth quarter of 2021 earnings were already pretty bad. I mean, we saw for Facebook. I mean, that was like the first of the things are getting bad. That was like Facebook took a hit, Netflix took its hit, PayPal took a hit. It was the first sign of trouble. So now this quarter we got the confirmation. It's like, yes, we are in trouble. Next quarter I think it will be all right. The trouble's worse than what we thought, and a lot of companies are gonna miss. Um, so that's my overall hypothesis. Take a look at what Apple's doing. So Apple's got a gap to fill. Now, if we haven't already been so red today, I would say this is a good play. But at this point, SPY's down like 3%. Like, how much more could it possibly go today? So, I'm gonna set an alert for this. Prices below. Gap fill. Set an alert for this. I'll keep an eye on that. It feels so stupid shorting Apple after those insane earnings it had. But in this market, if your earnings aren't the best thing ever, if you if you miss earnings, you're dead. If you beat earnings but by very little, you're dead. If you beat earnings by a lot, you might be lucky if you go sideways. That is the market we're in right now. And I think the Fed meeting will be the ultimate catalyst. Now I just kind of feel like a broken record. I'm just repeating myself over and over again. But yeah, this Tesla trade, that's a ball buster right there, man. I'm so mad with myself. It's alright, on to the next trade. There's trades every day. Every day I do this recap. Every day I see trades I miss. Every day I need to just, if I take a loss, just fucking say, fuck it. What's it matter? It's stupid. It was one loss. It's not that big of a deal. Just get the fuck over it, because there are so many plays every single day in this market, but it's just brutal because it's very, very, it's almost impossible to see a day like yesterday where the Nasdaq goes up 4% and then go into today. But that's what happens when you just like have, if you don't just look at the chart, like you just got to look at the charts is really all there is to it. Because the charts don't lie. I mean, I can think whatever I want. The charts do not lie. They do not lie. They never will. If things are going to go down, you look at the chart and you see, yes, they are going to go down. So yeah, that's my video vlog, if you will. To myself, my future self now, when you have a stupid fucking day like today. To quit being such a fucking pussy, man. Quit. God, just stop. Why do you get so upset about this stuff? Just be a robot. If a robot has a bad trade, it just like beep boop on to the next. It doesn't give a shit. Stop it, man. God damn it. Because I'm sad. Beethoven playing. It's a perfect soundtrack. Yeah, I'll take a look at what else we hold. I won't end it there. We still got another hour of market. I probably won't record for the whole thing, but oh, it looks like Amazon's rallying right now. Rallying. More like it stopped going straight down for the time being. So Nvidia. Wow, what did I say yesterday? What did I say yesterday? Like, this is... God, there's so many good trades every day, dude. Every day there are just money setups. Fucking beauties out there. So I said yesterday, what did I say yesterday? I said we tested this 15-minute 200 EMA, bounced off of it. Today, we open on a gap down. I mean, I could have just bought a call first thing today and made a fucking fortune off Nvidia. So, I saw we gap up on Nvidia, but instead of like being, oh, mega bear or mega bull, we're gonna go up and test the next level. What happened? Immediately come back down. So, future me, and I was thinking this actually, I was looking at it today. I saw this big green dingus, and I thought, well, I gotta see it close above that white line, that 200 EMA, and then the next candle has to actually fucking hold up. And it did not. It immediately goes straight down, and that is like a Huge buy puts right here signal. That is a golden goose, beauty, surgical fucking precision buy sign. And then what happens? We test both EMAs, crash through them. We get this little doji where it tried to. I could have bought a put right there too. Crash through them. Crash through VWAP. Test the EMA. Resist it. And then, yeah. Oh, and then here's that 5-minute 200 EMA. What do we get? We get support there. We bounce off it a little bit. Retest it. Break through it. This is now resistance. And then we just keep going. So there's just, if I was more neutral, there are so many good plays out there every day. They're there every fucking day, and I talk about them on my videos. And a good friend of mine told me I'm not even a trader. I'm more so just an examiner of charts, and he was right. I see these plays, but I just like freeze up because I mean I saw this, but I saw the green, so I already entered my spy call at that point, so I was just completely focused on spies, so that's kind of why I missed that. But, yeah, I just have to watch out for those. There's just so much easy money out there. Not easy, but, I mean, setups like this are just too good, especially when I talk about them the day before and I do not execute on them. So, now for AMD. We do have a little tiny gap to the downside, but I'm going to watch and see if 182 can hold up. That's the low we had. I imagine it won't because, oh yeah, Intel had shitty earnings too, so sucks to be a semiconductor holder like me. Everything I own goes down. Google's going down. Yep, Google will go down. What else? ON. ON hasn't gone toward its gap yet, so I'm going to watch if it breaks $51. Facebook. We'll see if Facebook bounces off 200. I like Facebook if it can bounce off 200. I want confirmation that 200 is going to hold on Facebook. So I'm watching Facebook very closely. What else? What else? Oh god, Coinbase. So Coinbase is the biggest piece of shit. I mean, it's literally done nothing but go straight down. It's looking like Baba, dude. Like, what is this poverty stock I'm holding? But I know we're going to get that bear market rally, and this thing is going to shoot up to where I fucking bought it. Like, I know it's going to happen, dude. It's going to fucking happen. So, if we do not get our bear market rally by next week, I'm just going to cut this shit, man. I can't look at it anymore. It's so bad. It's just going straight down. Like, Bitcoin has hardly gone down very much. Oh, no, I take it back. Bitcoin's gone down about 20% from where it peaked up here at like 47,000. No, it's gone down like, yeah, 20%. So, obviously Coinbase is just getting smacked around. It's fucking embarrassing. So, I'm watching 113.32. That's the low it's made. See maybe if that can hold up. But, it's so depressing. What else do we got? And that's about it for shit we hold. Google. I'm probably never going to sell Google. What did Tesla do? Tesla went and filled its gap, didn't it? Yep. Oh, yep. It filled it. It went to fill the gap. Yep, filled it and bounced perfectly off of it. Very frustrating. I get very frustrated over this stupid shit. So now I need to forget about this week, and I'm looking towards the rally for next week. I'm looking to see which stocks are primed. I like PayPal. I think PayPal is like a fucking bomb with a fuse that's about to blow, and it's gonna bounce hard. It is stupidly oversold. Stupidly oversold on the daily. It did have decent earnings. It bounced off earnings nicely. Yeah, it beat estimates by a lot, actually. So, it looks like we tested 92.28 and bounced off of it pretty hard. So, PayPal is one I like. Also Square. Square just has to actually hold $100. That would be nice for once. $100 just so happens to be the point of control too. Imagine that. So Square, Upstart. God, Upstart was so green at the open today. Holy shit. It went up to 83 and it's all the way down at 75 right now. There's just nothing in this market that holds up, man. It's so crazy. Absolutely nothing that holds up. Like it's shocking. There's never a divergence. There's never one stock, one of these small caps that can hold up. DraftKings is down. Penn also down. SoFi. Let's see SoFi. Oh, it's way down. Open Door, way down. Fucking Clove, super red. Space, very red. Lucid. Yeah, there's no divergence. Go down my whole small cap list. No divergence. Oh, Baba. Baba's very green. Whoops, I forgot about Baba. Yep, Baba's super green because China realized they need to stop holding their population slave. But everything else, so red. So red. I still have a positive outlook on things. I'm not giving up hope or anything. I just want to see some clear direction from the market right now. I mean, we got clear direction for like the past month. I mean, 3 weeks up until now. Uh, but otherwise for this week, it's just been a complete choppy mess. I mean, up Monday, down Tuesday, a little bit up Wednesday, big up Thursday, and down Friday. So not getting discouraged or nothing. A little bit. But I think we'll get that bear market rally. I'm ready to make a lot off of that. I think it's going to be huge. They always are. They always are. I mean, we got big ones back here. Like these bumps from 412 all the way to like 4. I mean, they're like 5% moves for SPY, but it's going to happen. And I do not want to load up short in the meantime before it does because it's going to happen, man. It'll happen. Just another day where I could have bought a put and just held it all fucking day and it would have printed like $8,000. Oh well. Oh shit, Apple is gonna go fill its gap. Alright. We're gonna live trade right here. See what happens. See what happens. I might short Apple on this. I'm gonna be patient. I'm gonna wait and see. The low of this candle over here was 158.93, so I'm just gonna look and see if the price can break that. Will Apple break it? Crazy, man. Every day. It's like if you were to if you were to like time travel and tell me this is what's gonna happen in the market today, every day I'd be like, there's no shot, man. There's no way. How? What do you mean Apple goes down 3% after last night's earnings? Are you kidding me? There's no shot, dude. No shot, bro. It's just that kind of market. So here we go. See, that's why I didn't jump in. Let's see if it retakes that fib level. This is a huge fib level, actually. Wow, look where Apple wicked up. Wow, it wicked up right to that hourly 200 EMA. That's crazy. On the dot, man. I love the 200 EMA. It is my jam. Whee! Oh, that's another thing Spy did today. Spy wicked up. So that was also another fucking golden goose. Perfect money. That wake up to that 30-minute, 50 moving average, 50-day simple moving average. Ooh, that was beautiful. Missed it. Missed it because I'm an idiot. Because I got so mad. I'm an emotional little bitch about that first one. No, I'm not an emotional little bitch, but sometimes I can be. Alright, so maybe we can't retake that level. Maybe Spy Apple keeps dropping. Maybe. Maybe. Alright, where did that candle go? Low of that candle, 158. Low of that candle, yeah, 158.92. What was the low of the candle here? 158.93. Wow. So that candle went 1 cent lower, and now we're getting a bounce here on Apple. See, those are the games they play, man. They play these games. The retail guys like me, we sit here and we see this shit. Like, oh, we're gonna go fill that gap. Buy a put, and then they flip it on you. And so, like, plays like that, that is ultimately why I need to not beat myself up so much, because there are plays like that where I would think that is a fucking money play right there to buy a put right as we break that level. What do? They flip it. So now guess what? We're gonna go test that 9 EMA. We're gonna go test it. We might even test the 21 EMA right there. Maybe. We might. Do we? Alright, we tap that. Now what? Now we go down? Do we go down? We're gonna go down? But look at this volume. Look at this volume. Look at that volume, dude. This is the most volume it's gotten since, like, open. Like, this is why people play the gap. This is why these levels are what the computers are seeing, because the volume just, like, all of a sudden, oh shit, we're at the gap, a bunch of shit happens. This is why technical analysis, like, is an actual thing that works. I mean, it's crazy. It doesn't help you if you, like, are just guessing, but you know the volume's gonna come, and now we're getting a fuck ton of volume here. Are we gonna get a little rally in the power hour? Maybe. Tech has been completely fucking slaughtered. But yeah, I mean, just more on what I was saying. I just overall, I think I'll on the end of April. What, April 31st? Or no? Today is the end of April. Say last day of April. Yeah, then. So I guess this is the last day of the month for trading. So I guess just a review of this month. It's been horrendous. I have regressed overall as in my execution as a trader. I think from my technical analysis standpoint, I've become great at it. I think I'm really getting there. I can find these setups myself. I used to literally, when I first started, would like have to comb through Twitter for people to be like, look at this technical thing. But now I find them for myself, and I do it almost every day on these videos. I am right again and again and again. So, and that's always you got to have the foundation for trading, and the foundation is always technical analysis. So, I think I'm getting great on that. I'd give myself like a B plus on that, but the technical, it's like car sales. Like if you talk about how to sell a car, you can talk about it great and like think you know how to do it, but can you actually do it? So uh, I'm happy with my progress from an analysis standpoint. Now I just have to focus, and that's going to be my entire next month. I'm just purely going to focus on execution and just set the levels that I abide by no matter what. I did that better early on. I would have stop losses and I would have entries and be like, I'm not touching it unless it gets to this level. I don't do that nearly as much now, and I need to go back to doing that. So my execution is a fucking like a D minus right now. My actual trading has been bad, and I mean, forget about the fact that we loaded up early this month thinking it'd be a bullish. Like that was just stupid on every possible level. Like this is just it. This is not an investor's market. This is a trader's market, and I was trading like I was a fucking investor, like loading up for the next big rally, and it just I ignored everything wrong with the economy. I thought I knew. I did not. If I was neutral, I wouldn't have bought everything. If I was bearish, I would have sold things. I'd rather be neutral and not lose a fuck ton of money than be bearish and lose a fuck ton of money and be bullish and lose a fuck ton of money. So I need to lean towards neutrality. I need to see what the market does and actually plan the next move instead of trying to just guess, essentially. So that's going to be my whole next month, is just focus on actual execution. Quit second guessing, because I do these, I analyze this stuff so well, and but then it actually happens, and I just second guess it. I'm like, what if it just slips? Hello? Fucking cat. And I just second guess the analysis I do over and over and over, and it's always right. Not always, but then it's right, and I'm just like, why did you not trade? So that's going to be my focus for next month. I'm really optimistic. This month I started, I'm like, this is going to be the best month fucking ever. You're going to do so great. And it wasn't. It's only my third month doing this, so no one becomes a successful day trader in 3 months. This is a long haul process. I think my technical analysis is fantastic, and I'm really happy I'm seeing progress there. So it's not like I'm getting worse at both. I got worse at trading this month because I was so just naively bullish. I refused to go bearish on anything, and I could have made a fuck ton of money. Like, that's the thing, this market, you can trade it both ways. Like, when there's a bull rally, there is a bear rally. Or for everyone that makes money in a bull rally, there are bears that make way more money in a bear rally. So, not even a bear rally, a bear sell-off. So, I have to focus more on my execution. I have to set entry levels for every trade and respect them and never compromise on them for the sake of just trying to get in the trade and trying to make money when the setup is not there. I have to absolutely trust my instinct when it comes to technical analysis, and I have not been doing that. I do the analyzing, and then when it comes to trading, I just sit here and I freeze up, and I'm like, it might not, shit, it's down $40, sell. Like, I just, honestly, it might help if I just, like, set my entry, and then once it's in there, just set the, like, static stop loss and literally just walk away. Like, that might be the way to do it. You can do that on Thinkorswim, so I might try that out, because I guarantee if I did that, I would be way, way better at trading than I am right now, because there are so many times where the setup is there, and you just get like a random candle in the other direction, just for no reason. It doesn't invalidate the setup, but it makes your premium on your option go down. So you freak out. Oh god, it's going the wrong direction. So gotta stop doing that. Anxiety, I have way too much anxiety, and it's just gotten worse because of how wrong I've been, like over and over and over again. Wrong, 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 over and over and over. So, have to stop doing that. Have to stop. I'm always just thinking about prior mistakes and just being like, I'm doing it again. It's gonna happen again. Can't keep doing that. It's not gonna help. So, um, yeah, it looks like Apple's not gonna go fill that gap. It's actually holding up. So that's one thing. Entry price, stop loss. Quit using anxiety as a method of leaving trades. Um, if I do get anxiety, that's part of it. Everyone's going to get anxiety. But if my trades are so solid, my setups are so perfect, then there will be no anxiety. So, have to get to that point. And then I have to not be greedy. I'm way too greedy. I keep thinking that if I buy something at the right time, it has potential to double or triple in profit. But, oh, here we go. Apple, look at that. It's going to bounce off the 9 EMA, and we're going to dump. So, have to just only take great setups, because there are so many just fantastic setups every day. There's no reason to compromise and take shitty ones. And just have to have, like, not a short memory. Like, I need to remember lessons. What was I saying? I need to, like, remember lessons from past failures, but not just only think about that before I go into any trade. Like, I have a terrible way of doing that. I'm retraining my mind at meditating shit every day. That's been helping, but I still just, like, get that voice in the back of your head that's like, fuck, you were so sure of it that last time. Are you sure of it this time still? So, just gotta stop doing that. Just gotta be more of a robot. And I felt like I was way better at that earlier on, but since I've been so wrong recently on so many different ways, I just haven't been able to, like, silence that part of my brain because it just comes back over and over. So, gotta work on that. But those are going to be my two main areas of focus. Oh, here we go. Now Apple might go fill it. Just have solid entries. Wait for pullbacks. Wait for the best setups. Abide by your stop losses. Don't get too greedy. And I think I can have a really good month next month. I know this market's just going to keep being shit for the short-term future, and I can't just sit here and wait it out. I have to figure this out. So, yeah, that's my hour-long speech. Hey, that was an hour, not bad. That is my recap of the day. I will look to see where SPY closes today. Where is SPY right now? Yeah, SPY is below 415. God, dude. I just look at these charts and it's like, oh my god, what the fuck? It's so bad. VIX is at 33 right now. What the fuck? But yeah, I'll look and see what SPY does. I still haven't made my plans, so I might upload a separate video after this one today. But this is my message to my future self, and for educational purposes, what I have to talk about today on my failures today. So that's that. Catch you guys later. Peace.